For those of you that don't know, like they really do. They call you the Persian Elvis.
Well, Tripoli, I think, called me Persian Elvis, otherwise known as Pelvis. That's my
right.
That was a joke. So no, we did the Axis of Evil comedy tour, and then it took off, and then we started doing really well, and then we went to the Middle East in 2007 and actually started doing shows for the people of the Middle East. And that was the first time that there'd been like a group of American comics that went out there, and it was weird because we didn't expect it to be that hot. Once we landed, they were like, all right, we have a press conference scheduled later this evening. We're like, press conference? What the hell? And we showed up, and there was like a bunch of people lined up, press, like waiting to hear what we had to say. And it was the trippiest thing. And then suddenly we were like being treated like royalty out there. And it's weird to just like make a and then you come back to LA and you land and like you're playing cab drivers, right. And so you're a cab driver over there, you're royalty.
Do you ever go back to visit, or is it something that you're like, no, I'm fine?
No, I go out there a lot. Actually,
really?
A lot of other American comedians have started going out there now.
That's
so like
cool.
you go out there now, and there's a lot of like some of the I don't know. Like I just did Saudi Arabia. This was trippy. Before the first time I ever did Saudi Arabia, it was underground. It was like a rave because it was illegal to do stand up, but you had like a prince that would sponsor it, so you could come in. And they would also say when you come through immigration, they go, don't say you're here for stand-up comedy. Like performing is illegal. You're not supposed to perform.
Oh my God!
Live performances are illegal.
What?
They said if they ask you at the border what you're here for, just tell them you're a consultant. And I was like, consulting what? They go, I don't know, just make it up. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, what am I consulting on? And I was freaking out. I was coming up to the immigration. And the craziest shit happened. You know how like usually like when you go through passport control, there's one dude facing this way and another dude facing that way, and like there's two lines. So as I'm talking to my guy, the guy that's dealing with the guy on the other side starts going. He looks at the guy's passport and he goes, "British?" And the guy goes, "Yes, I'm British." And then the guy goes, "Hey, James Bond." And the guy was like, "No, I'm not James Bond." He goes, "No, James Bond." And then and the guy's like, "No, I'm not James Bond." He didn't look any like James Bond. But the passport control guy was convinced for some reason, just kept calling him James Bond, and the guy was like, no. And then he tapped my guy. That passport guy tapped my guy and goes, "Hey, James Bond." And my guy turns around and goes, "Hey, James Bond." And I was like, holy shit, what are the chances this guy has got these guys preoccupied with James Bond? And I was like, 'cause they didn't ask me any questions. He just turned around, looked at me, he's like, "Hey, James Bond." I was like, "James Bond." And he stamped my passport and went right through. And that was like the first time I performed. It was the underground shows, so it was mixed audiences. The most recent time I went, now they're doing public shows. Like there's other princes that have made it so that it's illegal to do it. So the trippiest thing was when you perform, this side of the room, the right side are families, men, women, and kids. The left side is all dudes. Just divided like that, and it's the weirdest thing in the world.
Is there things that you're still not allowed to talk about? Like you can't talk about goats or something?
No, it's like, well, goats. Red Band, everyone knows you're not supposed to talk about goats in Saudi Arabia.
If they ask you about goats,
Did he say goat?
just say
That
you're
is
a
bullshit.
consultant.
He insulted my pet goat. No,
Whatever
it's funny.
you do.
No, it's funny you say that because they're like when you go there, they always say don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. That's what they say. Yeah, exactly. And you're like, hello, good night. No, but actually it was interesting because they had said they'd brought Eddie Griffin there before me, and they'd said you can't cuss. Yeah, check that. That's how. Yeah. And so I was
Jamar,
like,
how would you fare at this place?
Oh man, I'd fuck up real bad.
there you go. Like you can't do.
I
But,
can't.
but here's what's crazy. So this is what they told me because I asked them. I go, listen. I was running these jokes by them. I was like, what if there's a joke I reference masturbation? Can I say masturbation? And the promoters were young guys. Were like, listen, bro. Eddie Griffin was here and he did like 45 minutes of clean, and then at a certain point he said something like, you know, they told me I can't cuss, but I'm not sure. And then all the side with the guys were all like, yeah. So they wanted. So he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna. And he cussed the last 15 minutes. And supposedly the guys on the left, all the guys were loving it. The families were shocked. And I experienced that a little bit because I did a couple references where I said like I would say like blah 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 penis. This left half. The right half, like, I can't believe he said penis.
Wow.
Then I would do like a political joke, and the right half would go, oh, it's fantastic. And the left half would be like, what's this bullshit?
Did they really seat them like separately like that?
They were literally seated separately. And here's
It's
what's
it's like performing at Congress or something.
Dude, because part of it too is you're walking on eggshells because internationally you also don't know like what can I say, what can't I say. So like I do some jokes about Bin Laden, and like when you do a joke where you make fun of Bin Laden in America, you get laughs. But he's from Saudi Arabia, and his family is actually a prominent family. It's like saying the Kennedys. Like, imagine if the Kennedys had someone who'd done that shit. Well, whatever, not the Kennedys, but you know what I'm saying.
Somebody that we really love. If like a Saudi Arabian comedian came here and was like, "Fuck the Michael Keaton."
Yeah, so
People
exactly.
would be like, "What?"
Yeah. Did he just
Don't talk about Batman like that.
Exactly.
It's Beetlejuice, man.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what. So as I would go into those jokes, I was like, I don't know if I can make fun of Bin Laden or not. And I did the jokes, and I think some of them were offended by it, and it was kind of weird to have that experience. But overall, the comedy's actually spread all over the world because of the internet and stuff.
Yeah.
So all these guys know who everyone is.
I
and,
love it.
yeah,
Well,
it's
let's
pretty
get it
cool.
on.